Hi everybody, welcome to this HTML Canvas tutorial. Today we're going to be thinking more about coordinates. Let's get started. Hi everybody, welcome to this HTML Canvas tutorial. Today we're going to look in a little bit more detail at different shapes and also how the coordinate system works on the canvas. Remember, as you're doing all of this work, to stay organized. I recommend that you use this structure for storing your work. Okay, you have your main project folder, you have a web page to host the canvas, and you have a JavaScript folder to store any JavaScript files that you're working with. Okay, alright, let's get started. So in the last tutorial, well, first of all, we set up a web page which has our canvas and links to our JavaScript file. This is the JavaScript file, and we discovered that if we create a reference to our canvas, we can then set its width and height. We can also create a brush to go onto the canvas in a 2D context, and if we want to do some animation, we can design an animation function, and of course ultimately we need to write our computer program. So in the last tutorial what we were doing was playing around with the x-coordinate of a rectangle, and how we were doing that was drawing a rectangle. And remember, the fillRect method requires an x-coordinate value, a y-coordinate value, a width and a height. And in our animation, it was the x-coordinate that was changing all the time. The y-coordinate never changed, so we fixed it at 0. The width of the rectangle never changed, so we fixed that at 100. And the height never changed, we fixed that at 100 as well. The thing that was changing was the x-coordinate value, and we were just incrementing it by a value of 1. But before drawing the new rectangle, we cleared the entire canvas using the clearRect function. So starting in the top left corner and finishing in the bottom right corner. Okay, so if we save that, let's just see if this works. And it's not working, and the reason is, can anybody tell me? Nope. I thought that would do it. What have I done wrong? Oh, we haven't. Forgot to comment out my request animation frame. So let's just save that and refresh. Okay, so now we have animation. Awesome. Alright, so in today's lesson what we're going to do is, we're not going to be animating yet, so I'm just going to, again, I'm going to comment out that request animation frame. We're not going to draw rectangles, we're going to be drawing circles. The problem is, I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to go to my good friend, the internet, and do a search for W3 Schools Canvas. There it is. W3 Schools Canvas, a very nice resource. Let's see if we can figure out how to draw a... Okay, that's how to draw a line. Interesting. Oh, how to draw a circle. This is what we want. So they've got the 2 lines of code that I already have. This is my reference to my canvas, and this is my brush. They've called it CTX. So I've already got that, so I'm just going to steal these 3 lines of code, paste them. I'm going to put them into my animate function, but we're not going to be animating yet. I've commented that out, so there is no loop. Now this CTX is actually their brush. I'm just going to rename that to match my variable name. And let's call that function and see what happens. We'll save that and we'll refresh my Square project file. Yes, we've got a circle. So let me try and explain what some of these numbers mean. In fact, let's write another brush.arc method. So the first number is the x coordinate of the arc, The next number is the y-coordinate of the arc. The next number, I believe, is the diameter of the arc. The next number is the start degree of the arc. And the next number is the number of radians of the arc. So 2 multiplied by pi is actually 360. It's the equivalent of 360 degrees. So that means full circle. Okay? And I'm going to show you a link at the end of today's tutorial where you might get some more information about this. It's quite interesting. Okay? So let's draw another circle. I'm going to say the x coordinate is 500. The y coordinate is 500. I'm going to draw a small circle with a diameter of 20. I'm just going to copy the start degree of 0. And I want it to be a full circle, so I'm going to do 2 multiplied by math times pi. 2 multiplied by math dot pi. That's 360 degrees. So if I save that and refresh, I should have 2 circles. Oh, where's my second circle? So it looks like this line of code sets up the size of the circle, or the arc, but we need this to actually apply it to the canvas. So let's save that and see if that works. Yes! But what is this line? Oh my goodness. To get rid of that line, what we're going to say is, draw this arc first, and then begin a new path. Begin a new path. There's no connection. Start a new path, and then draw the next shape. Okay? So if we save that and refresh the page, that's what we're going to get. Okay? Now, a little interesting thing about shapes on the canvas that I've been messing around with today. If this is our canvas, the x and y coordinates of the top left-hand corner of the canvas are 0 and 0. X is 0 and y is 0. These are the x and y coordinates of the top left-hand corner of the canvas. When we made that rectangle, and I said the rectangle has an x-coordinate of 200 and a y-coordinate of 200, that coordinate is also the top left-hand corner of the shape. But when I say the x-coordinate is 200 and the y-coordinate is 600 of an arc, or a circle, it is referring to the center of the circle. So that's something that you should be aware of when you're playing with shapes on an HTML canvas, okay? And to demonstrate that, if I put this arc at 0, 0, and refresh that web page, you will see that the center of the arc goes into that corner. So we don't actually see all of the circle. Okay, does that make sense? Alright, very quick review. What I'm going to do is actually animate one circle. So I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to create a variable called, let's do on the y-axis this time. I'm going to increment y by 1. I'm going to clear the entire canvas from the top right corner to the bottom left hand corner, and then I'm going to draw an arc with y being the changing. This is the value that's going to be changing, and let's make sure that I uncomment my request animation frame method. Okay, so let's save that and let's refresh my web page. And nothing happens because, can anybody tell me what I've done wrong? Clear rect, not just clear. Let's save that and refresh. Brilliant. Okay. Now when it reaches a value of x is equal to the inner height, sorry, y, this is the y direction. When y reaches inner height, I actually want it to reset so y becomes 0. So let's just do that right now. If y becomes greater than the inner height of the canvas, I'm going to reset y to be equal to 0. Okay, so let's save that and refresh my page. So y is approaching the value of inner height, which is this value down here. And watch what happens when it reaches. It starts again. Okay? So this little if condition here will allow me to